Hi, Southend Christian Fellowship family. It's great to be with you today, sharing with you from our front room. I just want to invite you to join us in making the declarations we're making over us as a church family in this season. So before I get into sharing today, I just want us to make them declarations together. We are an apostolic family who are called to bring heaven to earth. And in your presence, everything becomes possible. We trust that you're joining with us in making them declarations as we are looking to step into the purposes of God in this season. We truly believe that this is a time of opportunity for us as a church to draw close to God and see God in all his glory displayed afresh on the earth, in your life, in my life. That we're hearing stories of his goodness tracking us down and being with us, and stories of God breaking through into people's lives and changing their circumstances. And it's just a great time to be around, drawing close to one another and drawing close to God. I just want to share with you some of the prophetic stuff we really feel God is speaking to us about. We believe that this is a season of hope, that we are to be a beacon of hope in our community, in those that we relate to and connect with, our families, our friends. We are a beacon of hope in a season of hope, and we find our hope in Jesus and his consistent faithfulness and goodness to us. And we really appreciate a number of you who have shared prophetic words with us over the last little while, that just keep reaffirming the same things, that God is with us, and he is causing a hope to arise in us, and we can be that beacon of hope to those around us. We also just really believe that we've been tracking what's been going on in some of our worship times in Filling Station on a Sunday over the last few weeks. And in the midst of our worship, in the midst of our praise, we really felt the presence of God with us. And out of that, this repeated theme of the Lion of Judah roaring over our town, releasing his victory, releasing his presence, the King of Kings in his majesty, roaring in the midst of our praise and in the midst of our worship. And I just want to encourage you tonight, that wherever you are and however you engage, to look to engage with one another, whether you're in a Zoom meeting with other folk from the fellowship, whether you're connecting with Filling Station or on our Sunday mornings, that in the midst of our worship, we're looking to see, and we are seeing, the Lion of Judah releasing his victory roar. In the midst of our praise, we are attracting the presence of the King and seeing him establish his throne on the earth. And it's an exciting time to be about. It's an exciting time to connect with one another. And I just encourage you. Yeah, it's different. Yeah, it's not what we're used to. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because in these times, God's asking us to be more creative. He's challenging us about the importance of relationship with one another and our relationship with him. And it's just great that actually it's in the flow of our worship that we are hearing him speak. But my encouragement to you is to connect with one another, to find ways of worshipping with one another. And in the midst of our worship, let's see the Lion of Judah roar over our town. And let's see this season of hope being birthed, and you and I being empowered by the Holy Spirit to be a beacon of light to those that are around us. And yeah, it's just great, because there is so much stuff that God is doing amongst us, and not all the stories that I get to hear I'm free to share, but we are hearing stories of breakthrough in terms of healing and health and people's well-being. We're hearing stories of provision and faithfulness. We're hearing stories of the goodness of God from all over the borough, from folk within the fellowship. And it's just a season where we can start rejoicing in his goodness and his kindness. One of the things that we're looking just to help over the next couple of months is, you will have seen in the news bulletins this week, we're starting a new thing on the first Wednesday of March, April and May. We're calling it The Hub. It's a church-wide invite to anyone who wants to connect on Zoom. The whole dynamic of actually being able to see one another's faces is not quite the same as being in the plaza together, but we want to create an environment where we can be a little bit more interactive than you can on YouTube or Facebook. And we want to create an environment where we can interact together, be together, fellowship together, pray together, break bread together. We're also lining up some guest speakers to come and be on them evenings with us, just to help inspire inspire us, equip us, and anoint us in this season that we find ourselves in. So just encourage you, check it out in the news bulletin, check it out, it'll be across our social media stuff over the next month or so, but just encourage you to connect with the Hub as it comes on live March, April, May. But for today, that's me done. It's great that you've listened to this. We trust you well. We release God's blessing over you. Be good, be kind, and worship Jesus. Take care.